The arena lights dimmed to near darkness. Somewhere in that electric silence, two titans prepared to answer a question that had burned through martial arts circles for years. Michael Jai White entered first, his presence commanding immediate respect. This wasn't just another fighter stepping into the ring. This was a man who had revolutionized martial arts cinema, holding legitimate black belts in 8 different disciplines. His frame carried the weight of countless training sessions, muscles sculpted through decades of dedication to Kyokushin karate, Taekwondo, and Shotokan. At 6 feet 1 inch, White possessed something rare in combat sports, a perfect marriage of size, speed, and technical mastery. His kicks could decapitate shadows. His hands moved with a precision that made seasoned fighters nervous. But physical gifts alone never made a champion. White's mental game separated him from pretenders. He studied opponents like a chess grandmaster, 3 moves ahead, always calculating angles and distances. His experience in full-contact competition gave him an edge that Hollywood fight choreography could never replicate. Yet every warrior carries vulnerabilities. White's aggressive style sometimes left openings. His confidence, though usually an asset, occasionally bordered on overcommitment to attacks. Then, Gary Daniels stepped into view, and the atmosphere shifted. The British fighter moved with a different energy entirely. Leaner, standing 6 feet tall, Daniels embodied the explosive power of Muay Thai combined with the technical brilliance of kickboxing. His tournament record read like a highlight reel of devastation: PKA championships, kickboxing titles across multiple weight classes. This man had spent years in the trenches of competitive fighting, not just movie sets. His striking combinations flowed like violent poetry, each movement economical and purposeful. Daniels possessed a weapon that made opponents hesitate: his left roundhouse kick. That leg had ended careers. It had turned confident fighters into cautious survivors. His conditioning spoke to thousands of hours in Thai training camps, where weakness gets exposed and eliminated. The mental fortitude required to thrive in those environments created a fighter who never truly believed he was beaten. Even when hurt, Daniels pressed forward. His cornermen knew that expression, that cold focus that said the fight was far from over. But every strength casts a shadow. Daniels sometimes struggled against fighters who could match his aggression. His forward pressure, while intimidating, could be exploited by patient counterpunchers. The opening bell shattered the tension like glass. White exploded forward with a low kick that echoed through the venue. Daniels answered immediately with a jab-cross combination that snapped White's head back. This was happening fast. Both fighters abandoned feeling-out processes, immediately engaging in a violent chess match. White's spinning back kick whistled past Daniels' jaw by millimeters. The crowd gasped. Daniels countered with a knee that found White's midsection, forcing out air and an audible rush. Round 2 brought adjustments. White began working angles, circling away from Daniels' power side. His side kicks kept the British fighter at range, disrupting the rhythm Daniels needed to unleash combinations. But Daniels was reading the patterns. He started cutting off the ring, forcing White toward the corners where space became a luxury. A vicious low kick from Daniels caused White to momentarily shift his stance. Blood trickled from a cut above White's eye, opened by an elbow in a close exchange. The middle rounds became a war of attrition, neither man willing to yield territory. White's hands found success, his boxing combinations sharper than expected. Daniels absorbed punishment that would have crumbled lesser fighters, his Muay Thai conditioning evident in how he walked through strikes that should have slowed him down. The tide shifted back and forth like waves battering a shoreline. Round 5 brought a strategic shift from Daniels. He began targeting White's lead leg with methodical precision, each kick landing with a thud that resonated through the arena. The cumulative damage started showing. White's movement became slightly compromised, his stance adjustments more deliberate. Daniels recognized the opening and increased his output, throwing combinations of 4 and 5 strikes where he'd previously thrown 2. His corner screamed encouragement, sensing momentum swinging their direction. White adapted in round 6, switching stances to protect his damaged leg. The adjustment threw Daniels' timing off momentarily. White capitalized with a beautiful question mark kick that grazed Daniels' jaw, reminding everyone that a wounded lion remains dangerous. Daniels responded with aggression, pressing forward into the pocket, where both men exchanged brutal shots. The crowd rose to their feet. This was no longer about points or strategy. This was about who wanted it more. Then came the moment that changed everything. Round 7, 90 seconds remaining. Daniels pressed forward with a combination, but White timed it perfectly. A counter right hand crashed into Daniels' temple, just as the British fighter committed to his attack. Daniels stumbled. For the first time all night, his legs betrayed uncertainty. White sensed the shift immediately, years of fighting instinct taking over. The 8th round opened with White as a predator sensing wounded prey. He moved with renewed purpose, his strikes carrying bad intentions. Daniels showed his championship heart, refusing to retreat despite the cobwebs clouding his thoughts. His left kick still threatened, still made White respect the distance. But the sharpness had dulled. The timing was off by fractions that made all the difference. White pressed his advantage with veteran savvy. A body kick doubled Daniels over. A knee followed that sent the British fighter to the canvas. He rose at 8, proud and defiant. The referee checked his eyes, asked if he could continue. Daniels nodded, but his body told a different story. White closed the distance one final time. A combination of hooks and uppercuts forced the referee to intervene. Daniels protested, still a warrior in spirit, but the fight was over. Michael Jai White won because he solved the puzzle when it mattered most. His patience in the early rounds, absorbing information while taking calculated risks, gave him the data he needed. When Daniels showed the slightest vulnerability, White possessed the experience and precision to capitalize completely. His diverse martial arts background allowed him to seamlessly transition between striking ranges, keeping Daniels constantly adjusting instead of settling into his rhythm. Both men left that ring with dignity intact, having given audiences a masterclass in high-level martial arts combat. The aftermath spoke volumes about the respect forged through battle. White helped Daniels to his feet, their embrace lasting longer than protocol required. Words were exchanged that cameras couldn't capture, the kind of understanding that only exists between warriors who've tested each other's limits. Daniels raised White's hand himself, acknowledging the superior performance without diminishing his own courageous effort. The crowd's ovation lasted minutes, fans recognizing they'd witnessed something special. This wasn't just another fight result to be forgotten by morning. This was the night two legends reminded the world what martial arts mastery truly looks like when stripped of pretense and ego.